Hey, little ready. This is Purge, bringing you guys another pubcast, but I have a special guest today. It's gonna be Luminous from Luminous Studios. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me today. I'm looking forward to this one.
Oh, well, we already have a good start on the bot lane with the Death Prophet here. Man, Luminous actually knows a lot, slightly more mechanics than me, I would say, which is very impressive. Not that I'm super read up, so I'm actually really excited to have a lot of good math backed up by a lot of the really shitty things that we have so far in this game. And there's stuff everywhere that I would love to make. Oh my god, is this the most boot starts I've ever seen in a game before? Only two so far.
I think I recently made this video about item choices, but I'm gonna real fast and say this is a bad item on Acropolis.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did actually. We've been trying to like spread the love about Dota 2 and like don't be too mean to your allies, but then we have to like talk shit, and it really is important because Dota is a game about small incremental changes. So something that is 30 or 40 or 50% worse is really, that's a crap load, man. When we're talking about 5% movement speed differences winning team fights, we have to point out these bad things.
Yep. It's what we're kind of paid to do, and of course, no creep blocking necessary in the mid lane for that sniper.
Dude, he's got to be there for when the last hitting starts. He doesn't want to miss any last hits. But who's got boots so far? Looks like Acropolis has boots with no regen. That's a bad thing. We have a Enchantress Boots Double Clarity Potion, which
I actually seen some pros do that.
Yeah, I was just about to say you could argue this, but he's laning, not jungling, so I'm gonna say it sucks. Maybe he's laning. I'm not really sure. He's kind of AFK and he's probably
he's got Nature's Attendant, so
yeah, he's definitely not jungling. That's a good point.
Right.
Oh man, Ricky finishing off the Wraith Band right off the bat. That's not good either. 485 gold there, I believe, and not enough regen to last against this double range lane. Silencer and Venomancer. He's gonna have a really rough time here.
Well, I mean, this double range lane is gonna turn into a Tri-Lane Brood. I mean, definitely a very commonly thing done in a professional game.
Oh, damn.
So
yeah, and hopefully,
what would he do against a Tri-Lane Brood? I don't know.
I'm hoping he gets an incapacitating bite right off the bat. I would love to see that. Just like. The funny part is they could actually win that tri-lane right now with an auto-attacking Enchantress. I think this is probably so far the lowest skilled pub game I've casted, so I'm actually really excited I picked this out. This has been worst. I mean, I'm still like matching based on the low skilled, but this is pretty embarrassing so far for these guys.
All right, to embarrass them further, let's talk about who's playing what. We have Raven, Ricky, okay. Mendo's gonna be on the Enchantress back in the mid lane here. Goon on the Sniper. On the bot, we have, what the hell does that say? DJ on Acropolis, beats first, and I am Gel on the Pudge.
And for the Dire team, we have Gangsta Gorse soloing a Windrunner on the bot lane, the pros person in the game so far. Mid lane is a Marge. I'm just gonna call him Marge. He's playing the Viper, and on the top lane we have Anarchy Angel playing Silencer, Black Flag playing the Broodmother, and Bolo on the Venomancer. So those are our players so far. Looks like Venomancer wants to pick up a really fast Wraith Band. He doesn't need regen, man. He just really needs... Oh, and the shit talking has begun. The boots first, double clarity potion, laning Enchantress, man. He knows what's up.
Yo, you got the mana regen, and you got the HP regen from your spell. I mean, what else do you need? I mean, that's Broodmother in the lane, and now looks like Silencer is gonna do a... Vanessa Carlton, 1,000-mile across the land to that bot lane.
He had the money for a TP scroll, but fuck that.
No, man. Gotta save that 135.
Yeah, that's true. And he's taking a kind of a weird route. He's probably going to gank effectively now. He's like, you know what? I mean, he's going to find a regen, which is going to give him about 3 mana here, which is really good. No, he's going to leave it, surprisingly. But once he finally gets here, man, he's going to drop that Curse of the Silent and really, really surprise that Pudge.
Yep. And that Pudge, has a Crawling Blade. What do you think about Crawling Blade Pudge? It's actually...
He has really good base damage, though. He's in for... Well, like, that's partially the gauntlets, but, I mean, Pudge is not a hard hero to last hit with, I feel like. And, he obviously randomed. He has way too good of items. Did somebody even pay him some... 225?
No, he randomed.
Like 550. Yeah, he barely has enough there. For all. That's really good starting items, though, I must say. If that was a solo mid Pudge, I would be so pissed if I had to fight against that. I hate fighting people who randomed and get that huge advantage like that.
Right, and he also got 7 last hits, so he's getting some gold there.
Damn, he really is carrying the game.
Yeah, I'm looking at the last hit chart. Right now, the Viper is only mid hard. He's got 14 last hits, and this looks like he's pretty legit.
Yeah, Nether Toxin helps out a lot.
There you go. Yeah.
Nether Toxin makes a big difference for last hitting. Sniper is actually very, very good at last hitting as well. He's got the best attack animation in the game. I think Wisp also is very similar, but not in Dota 2 yet. But either way, The only problem with snipers is base damage is actually slightly low. He does have that Wraith Band, which gives him 9 damage, and that probably makes a big difference. But it looks like he's actually auto-attacking anyways. Yeah. Like, it pains me so bad to see creep kills that are like easy last hits just die because he's auto-attacking a full HP creep.
Obviously, he's making that strat where you level up your passive and auto attack. I mean, that's the best way to play sniper, right? So
yeah,
he's still scaling up headshot, which, by the way, is not the way you should do it.
Yeah, dude. So, I recently found out. I don't remember what I was looking at, but I think I was looking at Play Dota for headshot on sniper. I didn't realize the mini stun duration changed with levels. Did you know about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of the actual stun durations, and then I figured out that basically the level 3 headshot does max stun duration, and it's actually not too bad to get it. I mean, I would never max headshot first on a sniper. That's really bad. But
wait, I knew it changed durations, but is it a big difference?
It goes. The first one is like 0.01 at level 1, so it's like stuns but doesn't do duration, and then it goes to 0.1. So a 10-fold increase, and then it goes all the way up to 0.2. And level 3 is 0.2, and level 4 is 0.2.
I see.
So the stun duration is maxed at 3.
I personally just keep it at 1.
Yeah.
And then go my other spells, but that's just me.
Yeah, I max headshot last because the mini stun can actually make a big difference when your attack speed's big. It's you can stun someone for half the time if you get lucky or something like that, and it can slow them down and things like that. So, but Ricky doing an awesome job. He still has only burned 1 tango. He's got final tango is used up, but he's still doing pretty good. And unfortunately, this is something that's really important for you guys to realize. Ricky here is probably like, dude, I'm fine. Like, I obviously just laned pretty well with my Wraithband Tango, and it worked out cool. Like, he's probably like, yeah, this item build is absolutely fine. But it's not always going to be like that. Some games, he's going to get absolutely destroyed because he only has 1 Tango, and that's why you always got to make sure you get a salve and a Tango in the lane.
Maybe it has something to do with the fact that Broodmother is just chilling in lane and doing nothing, and also the fact that Venomancer is just chilling. I hope you caught that.
I didn't. Damn it. Did you catch it? That's a real question.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not
So
recording,
I don't have to feel bad. Oh, so you're only on your shit when you're the one that's held accountable. I see how it is.
I mean, every commentary I do, I miss first blood anyway, so it's actually pretty standard.
Oh, do you really? Oh,
yeah.
I actually, for a while there, I was actually doing pretty good. My map awareness is horrible, though, as a player. So, surprisingly, I'm a better observer than I am for map awareness as a player. So,
I mean, look, the game right now, there you go. Boots first, Enchantress, Justified, just got a kill. Perfect. I mean, that's why you go Boots first.
Did someone, like, accidentally walk into our auto attack range or something?
She just walked into the tower and died or something like that.
Okay, something really effective. And she does have an untouchable level, which is usually not worth getting in the early game. I guess you could argue that it's okay as a laning Enchantress against Broodmother, but generally you want to max out Enchant.
It's not too bad. For laning, it's not too bad. But yeah.
Yeah, Enchant is very good.
Yeah.
And Pudge almost getting a rock kill. He's going to need another hook, but he's not going to have the mana on the bot lane. And he's actually just going to keep his rod on level 2, or level 1, sorry. I don't really like this. Flesh Heap is 4% magic resistance. That's really not very good that early into the game. Another rot level could be the difference in getting a kill. So he's going to pick up a Stout Shield, though, and I would love to see him get some boots here so that he can get better last hits with his Quelling Blade.
Maybe he's going to save for Ring of Health. A lot of newer players love that region. There's no really reason to level up Flesh Heap so early because you get these strength bonuses anyways later on. No matter when you actually level up, you get the strength bonuses anyways. So you're not missing out in terms of any strength that you're kind of losing. So, of course, Rot helps you kill better. But, yeah.
Yeah, and that used to be kind of a really old skill build for him. When you used to get Flesh Heap, you used to get strength by getting creep kills. It wasn't as much as heroes, but it was kind of a trade-off. And I think that buff was absolutely great because you would play pub games with Pudges and they'd be like, dude, I need to kill steal so that I can get more strength. Stuff like that. Right. It's really frustrating.
So I'm looking at the Radiant guys, and they're getting looks like bot lane here. He's gonna go down. If he had a higher level rot,
yeah, he would have got that kill.
He's out of mana for a hook, and Windrunner is gonna usher him away.
Did you see the amount of Stout Shield blocks that Pudge just got, dude?
Yep.
That was
ridiculous.
Like
one block after another, one block after another. Windrunner's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, that was like 4 creeps attacking Pudge plus Windrunner, and he lost like 200 HP. That was ridiculous. Really, really got lucky there. I want to point out Sniper's boot choice. He's going for phase boots here. I actually really like phase boots on Sniper because he's so unsurvivable as a hero. It lets you position so much better. I don't really expect him to be doing much attack moving this game, which is really why it gets powerful, but even still, I think that's pretty cool. And it helps a lot with last hitting. For anybody that has trouble last hitting, phase boots is the way to go, seriously. Unless you auto-attack. I guess then Tread's better.
I honestly think phase boot is probably one of the best boots in the game. Simply, I mean, especially for Sniper, who is a position hero by any means, right? So, This Viper might just be dead. A single assassinate should do it. Looks like Sniper gonna go high ground. Yeah, he's gonna get it, I think.
Oh.
There you go.
I think, yeah, 266 damage, and he actually doesn't have any corrosive skin yet, so no magic resistance, but that's not weird at all. He doesn't actually have any boots or wand, so that's part of his problem. If he would have had,
I'm just reading a chat.
What does that even mean? Shoe game? Is that like a derogatory term or something?
I don't know. There was an N word in there somewhere.
Yeah, I saw that one, but...
So,
but when do you follow that word up with shoe game? I don't know. Sniper's gonna take some tower hits, though. Losing some HP. Crobolus is actually with phase boots. That's pretty good on her as well, because she is really survivable. I love the heyday when Crobolus was the hard carry. It was like Crob Necrolite, and phase boots gave armor. It was like Bloodstone, phase boots, and then you get a Shivas.
That was so imbalanced for you guys that haven't been playing Dota 1. Like, that boots lasted literally one version, and literally got changed immediately afterwards, because it was just imbalanced. So.
It was beautiful, though. That was like my favorite pub days. I would play Crob and just like carry all day long. It was so much fun.
Back mid, Viper doing some orb walk on the tower. Looks like Sniper knows going to die. Tank the tower. Tank the hits. And sometimes, actually, that's not bad. If you know you're going to die anyways, just try to do as much damage as you can.
I feel like he might have been able to maybe make it, though. I don't know.
If he jukes like a champ. Yeah.
Like, at the very least, he would get an extra 1 or 2 tower shots on the Viper, which you could argue is going to be more damage anyways than him auto-attacking. And how do you feel about Ricky's skill build on the top? And Gloves of Haste before the stat item on his treads?
I'm never a big fan of skipping things like stats, like Magic Wand. But you're asking me about his skill choice, right?
Both, actually.
Yeah, okay. Well, skill choice is perfectly fine. Sometimes you want to go for a little bit more backstab, sometimes a better blink, especially if you want to go for chase. Having Enchantress as your friend, I say because she has an enchant, you could actually get more backstabs, because you don't really need blink strike to chase. I don't like the Glove of Haste, to be honest. It's like 500 gold, and it doesn't make you do anything better.
Yeah.
So that's just like, yeah,
you're usually only going to get like a hit or two. Ricky is just standing there, and that could be it for Broodmother. Yeah, they actually does pick it up. Backstab was recently buffed, so level 1 backstab is the equivalent to the previous level 2 backstab, which is really cool. But like you said, the Gloves of Haste doesn't really do much. Normally, I mean, he hit Broodmother twice there, or 3 times or something. Did he get a 4th attack out of it? Probably not, and in that case, something like a Belt of Giant Strength is usually going to be more useful. And is he going to die to the Sentry Ward? Whose Sentry is this? Oh, it's a Radiant. It's a Radiant Sentry Ward. The hook! Holy crap, dude. Venomancer goes down, man.
Stuff. It was legit stuff.
Yeah, that was really high quality. I think this Pudge is going to carry this game pretty much for sure. You can tell, man. You can tell the good players. It's not too hard.
Look, he's getting wards. I mean, legit stuff.
Damn.
He wanted to gank people, and he's got 1,300 gold. Probably going to get some Ring of Health right now. Still no boots, though. That's kind of the strange play. Especially against, if you look at the Dire lineup, they are all slow. 3 slowers on the other side. So not having boots is, especially this late for Pudge, a little bit surprising here.
Yeah, I'm a little wary of Silencer's skill build as well. He's got 3 levels of Last Word currently. It's actually really fun to go that skill build if you're fighting someone that has chain spells, like a Leshrac, for example, who wants to cast like 3 spells in really short proximity. But as a dual laner, this isn't going to do shit against a Crobolus.
Actually, what do you feel about leveling it up? Because I feel like a 0.75 second of silence is just as good as a... Well, I won't say it's just as good as a 3-second silence, but...
I think it depends,
you know what I'm saying?
On the
like,
heroes.
They're going to be annoyed in either case, and they can't chain cast. Like, you know, if you're playing a Shaker, you know you're going to try to chain your combos. And having any disruption is annoying enough. You kind of get what I'm saying here? Or
are you saying, like, mid to late game? Would you even level it up at all?
Well, no, yeah, definitely mid to late game you level it up. But, like, early on, you know, 1 point... I usually just get a 1 point level 4.
Yeah.
Kind of just leave it there.
Well, the only downside to getting it at 4 is currently Last Word's the thing that gives you the intelligence steal, so I would argue maybe even take it earlier if possible.
I see.
You might, I mean, I guess technically that's a very moot point. 1 intelligence is not a big deal. 1 to 4 intelligence, who gives a shit? That's probably not going to impact the game, but I guess, you know, that could be the damage you need to win the game, and Death Prophet's just eating power shots in the bot lane. I don't think she's missed a power shot yet, and Windrunner leveling up Windrun equally with power shot and getting focus fire at 6, which is going to be really effective with her mana pool right here.
Which, by the way, they should never, ever, ever level up focus fire, because all her other spells are just so broken. You probably want to put more importance in that. You can see that she definitely does not have the mana to do so, and you, interestingly, have the power trust for more attack speed. Definitely, you know.
Agility, of course. She needs that extra 8%.
There you go.
For the attack speed. Actually, one of my friends playing Windrunner, his name's Twisco, so anybody who watches my other videos has seen me rage at him. He's picked up Focus Fire at level 6 2 games in a row now with Windrunner playing with me, and it makes me so angry. Like, I just don't... I need to go to, like, a Rage management class now because of that. A big Shackle Shot, actually. Level 1 Curse of the Silent. Wow, big curse coming out of the Silencer. Good thing he's got last word, that's for sure.
Yep.
It really paid off
the
there.
Bot Tower's going to go down, and 6-5, pretty even game. One thing I'm pointing out is all these players really good for, masking them TP scrolls.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, how the hell are so many towers dead? That's actually a huge noob mistake. Most people, it takes a long time for average pub player if you don't tell them how important it is to not lose towers early on. All you have to do is defend those towers, and it makes a huge impact on the game. If we look at the gold graph right now, we're at a freaking 4K advantage for the Dire team already, and it's a 6-6 game. That is literally because of farming and because of the towers that have been killed, and they're not that far behind.
And trust me, they're not farming.
Yeah,
they're not farming at all.
Viper is farming, dude. He is destroying CS right now. 52 man.
Okay, all right, fine. But I mean, if you look at the other side, they have more farmers, right? 17, 20, 37. Yeah, for the most part, the other guys are all spread farm, and on the Dire, there's like 3 farmers. So farming's pretty even, and that 4K gold is nothing but towers, to be honest here. And it looks like Viper about to. I think Viper's gonna carry. I don't know what you're saying. He's gonna pick up a Yasha soon.
Yeah, and he's going heavy agility build. I've seen a lot of pub players like to do this. Usually professional levels stick to very, very heavy tank items, and they play Viper as more of like a moving slow. Just tank a lot of damage and continue to slow multiple people in a team fight. But he's going for more auto attacks here, and I think it does work, but he's going to have to sell these Wraith Bands eventually, which is the only downside to stacking them all so much.
Well, especially against the lineup that he's up against right now. I don't think they're tanky, so that moving slow build, especially plus Negative Toxin, will actually own up really hard. Mm-hmm. It really depends if he's going to get the backup, because right now he's really weak. If you look at his HP pool, 1,000 if he gets focused down. But he's really high level, so that's going to make up for that right now. Broodmother comes around, best ganker in the game. Here we go.
Yeah. Level 8, man. 2 insatiable bites or whatever, slapping on the Death Prophet. They need follow-up, though, and Sniper is just auto-attacking like a beast, man. He's still actually... Is he getting a frickin' armlet or something? No, he's...
No.
Treads crit, I'm guessing.
Oh, Shaco Shot big time here, but no
shit.
follow-up. And where's your Focus Fire? I mean, you got it, right? You should be focusing.
Yeah,
here's a sad thing why you shouldn't level Focus Fire, because, well, I don't even know why she's leveling Windrun. She should be maxing the Power Shot and then going back to max the Shackle Shot.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. 4 levels on Windrun, Sniper's going to go down here. Hook on the Viper, though. That could be really big considering how good Viper is doing. But no follow-up there. Only 2 levels of Rot. Is Viper going to live? No, they do get the kills. And Ricky with the double damage, hitting extremely hard there. Broodmother is looking to make something happen, but he's like slowly getting ready to do so. And Venomancer are going to ulti on the Ricky as well. A couple auto attacks there. This is like such a weird team fight. They're just like prancing around each other.
I think team fight is a very
a generous term.
Generous word. I don't want to call it a team fight, but so anyways, I think every single hero, if we click, we could make a negative comment about the skill builds aside from Viper. Is that correct?
Croblis is doing okay. I wish she had a level of silence.
Right.
And you could all right, if Broodmother had spawn Spiderlings maxed, his build you could argue for being decent. His playstyle has been bad, but pretty much everybody, yeah, I mean the skill builds really do make a big difference. If you know a good skill build, man. How's Venomancer doing? Weird as shit. 2 Gales. And 3 Poison Stings.
And 1 Ward. Okay. I'm gonna go down to each player on the Radiant side and just flat out give a quick skill build.
Alright, and then I'll destroy the Dire after that.
Okay. So max Swarm by 7 on Croblis. Go Witchcraft when necessary. Sometimes you skip 6 on Exorcism, especially if you don't plan to push. You skip Exorcism. You could get a level of silence depending on the lineup. Against this lineup, you could get away with it. Not many really big spells. Alright, Ricky, you max Backstab and you max Blink Strike. Of course, he did that. So Smoke at 1 level just for that's pretty good. Sniper, it depends. Sometimes you go passive. But I personally prefer maxing Shrapnel because you get more push, you get slow for team fights, and of course you max Tech Aim really early as well. Pudge, don't know why he does not max Rot after Pudge Hook, so that's really questionable as well. You don't need the extra strength, and then I'm sure there's an exciting team fight. Again, very generous on that term going on right now, but you guys can see what's going on the screen. Enchantress, really all over the place build, but should be maxing her enchant really that slow, just too good to pass up. And yeah,
Yeah, it is a really good slow. Most importantly, the cooldown goes down to 15. I honestly can't believe how many sentry wards there are. Like, this is actually a really interesting team fight, honestly. I loved how Krob started off. There was like 4 creeps there, and she just pops her ulti. And then the Dire team fights her anyways. It's like, man, that is a bad idea. Alright, I can go over the Dire team now. Viper, we talked about that already. He's going heavy agility. He's going to have really good positioning and good damage. As well as boosting up his armor. Viper actually has pretty low armor, surprisingly, so getting agility items on him is actually going to help him out a little bit for tankiness despite having not high HP. Broodmother, Soul Ring is great, but his playstyle has been atrocious. He's been roaming and trying to gank and stuff. As a hero, Broodmother needs to solo for a really long time and just continue to farm like crazy. And then if anybody ends up trying to farm in his lane, he can harass him down to spawn Spiderling harass. And don't level up all your skills equally. Max out spawn Spiderlings at least. It's your bread and butter basically, and from there you can get what you need. You can get more webs if you want to stay in a bigger lane region, or if you want more regen, and then obviously max out the passive once you actually want to shut down people. That was a really good carry-on swarm out of the Death Prophet. Did you catch that one?
Yeah, man, it hit like a grand total of like nothing.
It was the wrong direction, I think.
Okay.
I'm not really sure. All right, who have I not covered? Venomancer. You either max ward. All right, in my opinion, you max Gale or you max wards first. Pick one.
Right.
But get one of the other skills at least. Plague wards can be used to sight. I think Sniper's going to go down once again. Oh my God, he's got a cloak now.
Wow, powerful power shot there, but looks like Hook is gonna miss as well. Sometimes I actually see Venomancer, especially if he's soloing, you would max a sting, but that's like such a you gotta know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, it does do a lot of damage if you do that,
yeah.
But you have to have the slow follow-ups. Like, you can dominate lanes with it, but you have to get your auto attacks off. The bad people talking shit is so hilarious. Man, that is never going to stop being funny. Windrunner, we talked about this before. Maxed Windrun first, despite not ever really worrying about dying. You got to max out that power shot first, unless you're maybe playing like a support role and you're worried about killing like a Weaver or something. Then you can get early Shackle Shot levels. Yeah, exactly. Shackle Shot is almost always better, and get that Focus Fire really late. I even get it at like 13 or something, 13 or 14 sometimes, unless you want to take a tower. Yeah, don't worry about pushing it off. It's really not that bad. And we talked about Silencer. It's kind of comes. Silencer's build is actually kind of up in the air by a lot of pro players, or at least the fact that we don't see Silencer played very often. Like, the only time you see him played is against like an Enigma or something like that, primarily. But I personally feel like not too many levels of Curse of the Silent unless you're tri-laning, in which case you might want to max that out first. And then kind of comes down to whether or not you want more semi-carry out of the Glaives of Wisdom or just the Last Word Disruption in the mid-game. And obviously get your ulti at 6, 7, or 8, somewhere in there.
I think he's one of the few heroes in the game that his skill build could really just go from game to game to game. He's really versatile in that regard.
Yeah.
So that we could change it up. Windrunner is just going all over the place right now, fighting the Sniper who just decides not move and not juke, given the fact that he has Treads, a Blaze of Attack, a Cloak, and a Ring of Regen. What the hell is he building?
He's got to be making a hood. He did finally make Treads at least, and he's got that Blades of Attack the entire game. I'd like to point out that Windrunner's still on Agility Treads. That's the entire game so far. Still sitting on those Agility Treads, and those are bad guys. As an intelligence hero, this is giving him 6 or 8% attack speed and 1 1/7 armor.
You know what he's doing? You know what he's doing? He's making his mana pool lower.
That's true.
So his static regen of the Poseidus to get more. Oh, Zing! Like, top play right here.
Wait, but he's got a Void Stone though. If he switched to Int Treads,
yeah, you'll get more.
I think it would increase.
You'll get more.
Yeah, okay.
I try to make him look smart.
Okay, that's true. He's trying to out metagame me. He did have that Void Stone a really long time ago. By the way, guys, Void Stone is not really paying off. Alright, the fact that he has 2 Null Talismans helps, but percent mana regen items like a Void Stone is generally, at least in the very early game, like I've seen a Gondar one game in a pub game, he rushed a Void Stone. He's like, dude, I need mana.
That's hot.
And he doesn't have any intelligence at that point, so doubling your mana regen with a 100% mana regen item doesn't actually give you more regen than something like a Basilius, which costs less. So early game, when your intelligence is low, especially on non-int heroes, a Basilius is going to give you way more mana regen than something like a Void Stone. So it works out on Windrunner here, and she's getting a Sheep Stick, but she's already gotten too many Null Talismans, and she's stashing one of them, apparently going to save it for later instead of selling it, which is a little weird.
Can I give a really nerdy mathematical statistic?
Go for it.
I think the number is like 30 33 or 37?
I think it's
if you have
33-ish.
33, yeah. If you have 33 intelligence or higher, a Sobi mask regen more than a Ring of Basilius or a Sage's mask in Dota 2.
Yep.
If you have less than 33, then a Basilius gives you more regeneration, and that's why sometimes it's really good to get like Basilius on strength heroes because they have really low intelligence. And of course, sometimes, most of the time on intelligence here, just get the Sage mask. It actually gives you more.
Yeah, but of course, Basilius does give you other things: the 6 damage, the armor, the 2 armor aura, and not to mention all that mana is going to your allies in the armor as well. So that was actually a really good silence by Silencer there to stop the dismember, but it didn't really matter there. And Curse the Silence actually doing pretty good damage to all these guys. I also like Venomancer's item build as well. I love Mechanism on Venomancer. We'll see if he actually uses it though. Everybody's pretty low HP, he just never pops it, I guess. And a big hook and sniper. He's gonna get killed by creeps. No, he will survive. I don't really like Ring of Aquila. I think it's a good item on the right heroes, but I've seen like every type of hero now get a Ring of Aquila. Like I saw Enigma Ring of Aquila and shit like that. It's
it makes sense though because they're pushers, right? Venomancer and also Enigma. So wait, hold on. When you upgrade it, do you actually get more?
It's a Wraith Band. No, it's a Wraith Band and a Basilius together.
Okay, so the armor bonus don't really increase. Yeah, so I mean, given the fact that he's agility heroes, I guess it's not that bad.
It's not bad on Venomancer, but you have to be careful what heroes. I wouldn't get it on. I don't know. It's technically not a bad thing because it's only 3 more agility than something like a strength item. But at some point in the game, you're gonna want to sell that item. At least a Basilius. If you're playing a semi-carry or something, at some point you're going to want to sell your Ring of Basilius. It's not going to be worth it anymore. There's going to be something better. So don't bother investing any more money into a Ring of Basilius to make it a Ring of Aquila just because it's a nice shiny upgrade and it gives you stats, which technically everybody needs. But it's usually better to get other things, this thing. But more Sentry Wards here. Look at this Venomancer. He's just like dropping random Sentry Wards in the middle of the map so you can like stand there and be safe.
Yo, man, he's hunting for that Riki, despite the fact that the Riki was going right on the Brood on the bot lane. Which, by the way, I want to applaud this Brood. Like, this is the way you play Brood. You just be annoying as hell. He literally had like 200 Spiderlings on that bot tower at one point before, like, he drew the entire team to defend. And that's exactly what you do, man. You just annoy, make them TP in, and then you just hide for a bit. Once they get out of lane, then you keep doing it again. And in a pub situation where there's no such thing as a TP scroll, you get free Raxes. I definitely seen that case. Done many times.
Yeah.
So.
And he's getting about 17 HP per second regen right now with that Tango and the spawn Spiderlings. And Death Prophet ultied again because she wanted to push the lane, I guess. Oh, wow. Black Flag.
She felt it alone. You know, she was like, man, I need some buddies with me.
Yeah, so. She wanted to hang out. Ult minions. Is that a League of Legends term?
I don't know. I never play LoL.
Me neither, but I might be. And Death Prophet going for a fast Orchid here. This is almost cool because Orchid is cheaper now, so I would say she's not investing as heavily. Almost as funny as a Pudge with a Vanguard. That is the true sign of a pub. A Vanguard, situationally, is actually very good on a Pudge.
It's really good against this lineup. It's perfect against spawn Spiderling harasses. Or not the spell itself, but the Spiderlings themselves. Of course, on the top lane, Riki being a champ of blocking that hook, because, I mean, Jesus.
Oh, did he?
Why do you ever need a hook on a running enemy? Riki, get the hell out of the way, son! See?
Oh my gosh. Yes. That was awesome.
Face, my mouse, no, my hand is off my mouse and on my face. God, that was hard to say.
That's okay, it's understandable. Wow, is he going to survive the Lothar's getaway? The Lothar's item, man, it's the pub. Saves anybody. You get a Lothar's, you're not going to die. I guarantee you that much.
Well, actually, there's a lot of sentry in this game. So
that's the Dire team being crazy. And there were a lot of sentries against the Broodmother on the top lane, but that's unusual. It's not uncommon for there to be like 3 Invis heroes on one team, and they'll just never buy Dust or Wards, and they'll just be like, Riki OP, nothing I can do about that loss.
Nope. And look at this, look at Bolo right here on the mid lane. He's like, yo, bro.
What the hell?
No TP scroll. Only this push, man.
With level 2 wards, I might add. So some really effective push coming out of him. Is that 1 tower shot? No, almost 2. Sniper's helping out a little bit. LGN Goon. He's got his Hood of Defiance, man. That's really going to give him a lot of HP with his 850. Let me tell you.
Yeah, man. 30% spell resistance.
Let's do math for a second, guys. You're going to back me up, which is good, because oftentimes I tried.
Okay.
This one day I tried to cube 2 and I fucked it up while streaming.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Try me here.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
All right. I want to do. Let's do 30% of 853 right now. If 10% is 85 times 2 is going to be 170. We'll throw in another 85, and that is going to be 253. 1,053.
So he's about at 1,050.
And he spent
very generous.
2K
If you
on
count the
this.
regen, you put in 1,100. Is that generous enough?
I think that's legitimate. And he spent 2K on this hood, which is
Right.
a lot of money. It's going to scale good for the late game, but for right now, he could have spent 1,100 on a vitality booster and gotten
Or
approximately
if
the
you
same.
want to be really legit, like ultimate orb, right? Because he's gonna need it for his manta, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Same thing.
That's 190 HP raw with the 10 stats,
Yeah.
10 strength,
And-
and of course you get damage, armor, and all that stuff.
And that applies to physical damage, not just spells. So, once again, the hood, we said 300 HP. That's just for spell damage. That's if he had full HP and someone just straight up nuked him with spells all the way down to 0. That's how much HP Hood of Defiance would
Purge,
give.
I got a quick question for you.
Go for it.
How many nukes we got on Dire side?
Well, let's say Venomancer ults him, and then Gales him and attacks him a few times with Poison Sting. That's probably going to work out. I mean, they've got Viper. He has been getting dominated by Viper, so I'll give him a break there. He's probably like, damn, dude, Viper is a thorn in my side. He's very short-sighted about it. He's like, Viper is the one to beat.
I don't know, man. If I was facing against Alina, CM, and Avenge, maybe I'll get away with getting a hood. But against this lineup, which is pretty much all physical, to me at least, I don't know. It looks pretty good. Crobulus decides to heal it up because he has a phase boot.
She's really
and it's not
tanky.
working out. Yeah.
And actually, this Death Prophet doesn't realize that the Orchid recipe got reworked. He's going to be really confused when he gets his third Oblivion staff, dude.
Yo, man, he could now get a refresh orb, so he could go crazy.
That's true. He can ulti and then let it end and then ulti again. That'll be really cool. And actually, another reason Manta would be really good on Sniper here is all that magic nuke, it's all poison damage over time. I mean, you've got a power shot, but like Venomancer ulti, you can just Manta and debuff that. Oh my god, man. Viper is destroying the Sniper. Oh, I thought that hook was going to hit Venom. That would have been so baller.
Well, I mean, the Sniper just literally, thinks he's freaking a tank or something. He's just, standing his ground and fighting the Viper. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You got 800 HP. Get the hell out.
Dude, he's got 853, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I wish he
And
would
he's got hood
Threads.
regen, right? He's got hood regen, so that's why.
Yeah, that damage that Viper's doing to this Poison Sting, he's making him spend the mana, and Viper actually picks up a Sanj and Yashi here. This is good because he has more HP, but it's bad because he already has plenty of slow with poison attacks, so it's kind of unnecessary, and it would be nice to have a Manta. Manta always gives you so many options, man. Oh my.
Alright, cool math statistic real fast. A Sage gives you more HP than a Vanguard. Just want to throw that out there. So, a lot of times I see, get a Vanguard. A lot of heroes, other players get a Vanguard. It's that's de facto item. But sometimes Sage will be a little bit better. This is clearly not the case where Sage is better than a Vanguard, especially in a Viper who doesn't need the actual main. But just want to throw it out there for, future item buying purposes.
Yeah, and he doesn't have any regen yet. So if he was in some kind of especially if you have a team fight, and then let's say you are left with 50% HP, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go farm more. Well, the problem is that all of a sudden you're not getting more experience. Or if there's a team fight coming sometime after that, you're not going to be at full HP. You might have to go back to the fountain, and that's going to lose you some money. So it is actually really nice to have just some kind of item that's going to regen you slowly over time. So something like at least get a Vanguard or at least get a Hood. At least one of those two things, so that whatever hero you're playing can at least save a little bit of time and not run all the way back to fountain or TP back.
So Purge, I got another question for you.
Okay.
In one instance, is it good to have two mechas on the other side?
Dude, what is this? Some pro game or something?
This is pro game, man. Look at that.
The fact that there's
Venomancer
even two mechas is amazing to me. That's
if there's any mecha, it's amazing. But now there's two.
okay.
So
well,
this is legit stuff.
for the record, this one time I accidentally got two mechs on our team on the same game, and you can push like fucking crazy with it because actually
That's true.
the debuff
That's true.
or the buff or whatever, the armor buff, once that goes away, you can remech, and that is faster than the mech cooldown is.
Right.
So if you're doing a really, really long duration push, it actually does. It's not a huge increase in usefulness. It's probably only 30% or something that you can heal faster, but it's pretty good. It's I would never recommend it, but it could be worse.
Guys, Purge is digging his brain to make it sound good. It's shit, guys. Don't get two mecha.
Yeah, you're right. I really did spend too much time to make that sound like it's legitimate. It's really not good.
It's horrible. And Sniper being out of position like this with a hood regen, not going to be enough. Being focused down by 4.
Oh, he almost made that, dude. He was regenerating so fast.
So there's a mech number 1. So there you go. And it looks like they're gonna. Oh, there's a dust on that Ricky, and Ricky gonna just run out because no one decides to slow him. And I think this is gonna be a Rax time, right? 2 guys dead.
And dude, they have 2 mechs. This is what they're obviously planning for. They're like, all right, your cooldown is done. All right, pop your mech, dude. We got a little bit of time, and nobody has arcane boots. That's also important. We have a couple of basic boots sitting on the Dire team. Or at least Venomancer. You know, they don't have the mana to support one guy popping mech multiple times in the same team fight. So that's why
they got regen of Aquila. Why are you trolling?
That's
sick regen.
Really good regen. And Viper's going to get another kill on the Death Prophet that time. Death Prophet, believe it or not, still not tanky enough. She did figure it out, though. She does have her Orchid of Malevolence. And 1 Robe of the Magi. It helps to get tank items on Death Prophet, by the way, guys. I don't know if you caught the her ulting neutral creeps, but she did use that earlier. There's the Mech Man. Venomancer taking his turn, man. And Silencer out of mana. See if he pops his wand, but he's going to have a mech up pretty soon as well.
Yep, this might just be a Rax. Here comes Sniper. Epic defense. Decides to tank 4. No Shrapnel being down. By the way, Shrapnel, one of the best defensive spell in the game. Slows, DOT, nice. And looks like they're going to do okay. Pudge is going to be dead. Ricky's going to back off. I think this is going to just be an early Rax.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to back off.
That was really good. Still no mana on Silencer or Veno to pop up their mechs. But Ricky does get a kill there. He has Silence. One nice thing about Silencer versus Ricky, man, is having that last word. If Ricky casts any spell, he's visible for 3 full seconds. If you do silence invisible heroes, they're going to be visible. Does the same apply to Broodmother? I assume so. I just know for a fact it works for Ricky.
No, it only applies to skills that have different durations and different levels of silence, if that makes any sense. Like Moonlight Shadow, you can... Am I making any sense right now?
I believe so.
Or different fade time. I don't know, I need to check on that. But I don't think it works for Brood.
It does work on Ricky, though, we can guarantee
that. It does work on Ricky, yeah.
And that's really the only one that matters anyways, am I right?
Right, yeah. So 36 minutes in, 25-27. Bot Rax somehow miraculously defended. I don't know how they did it.
Oh my god, they really did.
Yeah, man.
Well, we'll level those Veno wards. They are level 4.
Guys, focus that siege! Oh my goodness. That siege was just going at town like that melee barracks.
Ooh, that was close.
Yeah.
And what is Venomancer? I hope he gets a Sanjin Yasha. That would be beautiful. He actually buys a Boots of Travel recipe. He's going for like straight movement speed, man. He's going to respawn in 20 seconds and nobody's going to be able to catch him, that's for sure. He doesn't have very much HP though. Just sitting on that mech.
I'm trying to make some sense into what he's doing, and my brain's getting fried.
He's slowing people, and they're never gonna get away from him because he's so fast, obviously.
And he's also gonna heal as he's slowing people.
Exactly.
Like that's legit.
And let's see what his movement speed is. 429. This is gonna be like the fastest Venomancer I've ever seen. I'm like a little intimidated to see him. Look how fast he's squirming. I can like visibly tell that he's squirming faster than normal.
This guy, by the way, this is Hydra getting the Hydra movement speed buff upgrade for any StarCraft player out there.
No, you're talking you're talking about Brood War. You can't do that anymore.
Brood War, man, 2-hatch Hydra rush. It's legit stuff.
Or you could just pretend that Venomancer was on creep, and the same thing would apply.
There you go. See, man, we're covering every single game right here. Bot is getting pushed, and here's a good time that for the first time in the game that he has used Exorcism during push. Yes, good job. This is the way you do it.
Oh wow, and Death Prophet going to make use out of that Robe of the Magi, picking up a Chainmail. I'm praying for a Blade Mail. I would love to see a Blade Mail on Death Prophet right now. Despite her only having 1,000 HP, even picking up a Chainmail like this is going to increase her survivability a lot. Every armor is about 6% estimated hit points against physical attacks. So big ulti from Silencer here. He's going to roll in. He is auto-attacking with his Glaives of Wisdom, but it's only level 1. I guess he's opting for stats instead. But he's got a very good skill build. I wish he had Power Treads. But Mechanism with the Force Staff, very good stuff.
Yo, he's playing like a true support, to be completely honest. Although his skill build, again, very very questionable. Yeah. But yeah, they defended that very nicely. Got a couple of kills, and looks like they're not done any Mega Sentry Wards. No Sentry Wards just yet. I don't think they have a gem on it. No, there's a gem on Brood. What a gem carrier! And here comes this Venomancer. He's trucking it. Oh my God! Look at him go! Freaking, this is like an Olympics. The way that he's crawling.
It's pretty fast, dude.
I know. There you go. They chase him down like Chapman. There's another gem being dropped. That's cool.
Who's got it? I want to see. All right, Silencer looks like he's gonna pick it up. I think. I keep hearing it. They're all full on item slots, and they're all confused. Alright, Venomancer has one now. He drops his Sentry Ward. Dude, he is fast as hell. That was a pretty amazing chase. I love how they were chasing by the bot rune, and Ricky's like, I'm gonna kill 2 spiders, and then keep going. He's like, I want this gold. It's gonna help out.
And of course, no one defends bot racks because
I don't think they know
not
this.
that important. Yeah. I literally have not seen a single teleport Scoria in this game.
You know what? I think you're completely right. I mean, you made jokes about that the entire early game, but I haven't seen something this bad.
I haven't seen a single.
There literally hasn't been one.
And that's just bad.
That's really bad. I mean, I played games like that forever, just didn't buy a TP scroll, but like, once you realize how good they are, Big Mech from the silencer, is he gonna be able to survive? He's going down, man. Didn't actually use his Force Staff, but he was thinking about it. I know it. That's why he stopped moving. He was like, how do I use this again?
Okay, gonna look at items here on the Radiant side and talk about why I'm so confused. So, confusion number 1, on the Croblis, he's got the Blade Mail, but still no HP. What is this Orchid about? Because he's got Silence.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I forgot about that. He's already got a Silence. I mean, it's only a 15-second cooldown. Or is it does go lower, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean...
Is the tooltip wrong, is what I'm saying.
About the Silence?
I think it's wrong. I don't think it's being adjusted by Witchcraft in the tooltip.
No, it definitely, it will be a lot short, yeah.
11 seconds or something, I guess.
Yes, something like that. But, I mean, still. Force Staff, you need a survival. I don't know who will you even silence with the Orchid?
Venomancer...
Silencer, sort of. You can silence them, and he can't silence you. Windrunner. I mean, there's definitely valid targets, but you're not dying for a silence. There's no, like, Storm on anything on the other side.
Or a Weaver or something nasty like that. Those are really, really good Orchid targets, and Pudge is gonna... Dude, Viper's attack speed is really good here, and he's actually hitting quite hard. He almost has a Daedalus, and Ricky now eating the hits as well, and Sniper getting ready to ulti somebody. He's gonna do the Shrapnel. He finally picks up his Broadsword. We're gonna see a crit coming at him soon, man. He's been getting this all game, and he's almost there finally.
Yep. I'm just really confused why there's no Ghost Scepter here on the Dire side, or Radiant side as well, because there's, again, a lot of physical damage. There's some magical, but you could really pop the Ghost Scepter. There's no direct nuke, you know? So you could pop it and be basically invulnerable to that Viper, who's really just doing a lot of killing.
Yeah, nobody's really paying that much attention to him. He's just kind of right-clicking heroes. He did spend all of his mana, though, so he won't be doing any more slows for the rest of the team fight, but he will purchase his Daedalus recipe, and he's doing a lot of mid-tower damage, and I feel like, despite the Radiant team's really, really, like, horrible play, they're close enough. I assume the gold graph is, 10k, that's really not that bad for a 40-minute game. You can see, like,
down 2 Raxes.
Yeah, you can see, like, 20k, 25k pro level games when somebody gets a big advantage like this.
So now our Venomancer friend, who is, you know, the fastest Venomancer alive, now has a Manta style. Look at him busting out the DPS. It's the first time I've ever seen a Manta into, a Mega into Manta build. You learn something new every day, man. I mean, come on.
Dude, he's so fast. He's awesome as shit. This is his movement speed increase, still 429. But he has a gem as well, and it's actually working out pretty well, I must say. What can we point out for the Radiant team? Like, what did they screw up so bad that put them in this location, despite being only 8 kills behind?
How much time you have?
We have, it looks like, less than 2 minutes.
Okay, so here's what you should have done. Enchantress should have jungle. You could have ran a Pudge crop lane, I guess. Oh, the lane is gonna just be awful in either case. The items could have been better. What do you feel like about SNY here on Ricky? It's not that bad actually.
Yeah, I think it's a good choice. It's like you either get an SNY or you get a Diffusal Blade. I actually saw Kuroki get a Mask of Madness in a pro level game, but that was about it.
Or Kuroki could do whatever hell you want.
Yeah.
He's Kuroki.
Yeah, he maxed out Backstab first, and he went Mask of Madness. They still lost the game, though. Ricky showed a little bit of ineffectiveness at times, but they just kind of outpushed him either way, so I don't think there was a whole lot. Actually, did he go Hand of Midas? Mask of Madness? I can't remember. He goes Mask of Madness on a lot, or Hand of Midas on a lot of heroes, so.
Right. Of course, they could have max Rot on Pudge. I definitely think he missed at least a couple of kills because he was taking. Yeah. Sniper could have actually moved his hero when he's getting owned. That probably is important. Maybe shouldn't got put. I feel like when you're playing Sniper, you are committed in terms of playing Glass Cannon. If you want to play a tanky range hero, then you don't play Sniper. And the way that he got a hood, I'm not too impressed with that. You can see he's still at 1,000 HP.
Yeah.
By getting a ultimate orb, he would have been very tanky, or a lot tankier than a hood for the duration of the game.
Yeah, and we did talk about that ultimate orb. The important thing is he bought an item that gives him tank, which is good, but he should have bought an item that gives him tank while giving him some kind of damage.
DPS.
And getting a Manta style is like the perfect item for sniper for that reason. It lets you get HP, it lets you get damage, and it lets you build into something useful like a Manta style, and then from there you can go for a major damage item. That's if you're worried about dying. That or a Black King bar is probably your best bets.
Right. And then, of course, on this Crabulus, who thinks he's, playing...
A ganking hero?
Yeah. I don't know what she's playing. Why? Who would actually go into Organ to blame him? I guess Windrunner can make that build work, but, I mean, come on.
Dude, I told you, she misbought that Robe of the Magi, and she didn't want to waste it, obviously.
There you go.
That's 225 perfectly good gold, dude. Obviously, she had to make a blade mail. And die to creeps.
No other item, like, I don't know, a drum, that actually takes, a Robe of Magi. But anyways... So that's the Radiant side. I actually feel like we've been very civilized in this Purge casting and pub. Generally, you're a little bit more what's the word?
Ranty?
Unfriendly.
Yeah, that's probably true, but I don't know. There's more time to make jokes. It's easier to like just casually talk about the bad players, I guess, when there's someone else with you.
Well, I mean, Viper is 19-6-5, so he must be like the best Dota player ever.
Yeah, he probably is. This is probably going to really raise his confidence. He's going to go to a party. He's going to talk to some random girl, and he's going to be like, "Baby, you have no idea how good I am at Dota."
he should apply to NYM.
And he's going to get laid, guaranteed, because he had this really good game here. So
there you go.
But I think that's one of the coolest things about Dota, though. Honestly, is the fact that is something that you can do. Like, you can play against bad players and you can have awesome games like this, and you can feel awesome. Like, for his detriment, he probably thinks he's better than he is as a result, but that's one of the fun things about the game, is that compared to something like StarCraft 2, you can easily compare yourself to a pro and be like, yeah, I'm not even fucking close because I can't macro even close to that level. But if you can play Dota Pub and be like, dude, I got 500 gold per minute, I'm obviously good. Like, it makes it more fun, I think. I love the double gem on Broodmother on the end, by the way. That's really good.
You gotta make sure that you see them, Actually, is it fixed where Ricky could go double invis? You know what I'm talking about?
When he grabs an invisible rune? Or something?
Or like when Priestess ults? This is Dota 1, by the way, for anyone that cares. Used to do where Priestess ults, Ricky could actually attack and stay invis.
Really? I did not know that.
It would be like crazy sick. I think they fixed it now. I'm pretty sure it's fixed.
I've never even heard about that, so...
But... Yeah.
There's not much Dota 1
I was going to say maybe it's for that, but yeah.
Are there even Dota 1 tournaments still going on? I know of a few coming up, possibly, and other than China, of course, and
no,
maybe
I don't
Southeast
know
Asia, but I think North America and Europe has pretty much just given up on that. Have you played much Dota 1 lately, by the way?
I still play Dota 1 all the time. Play pub, man. So fun.
Okay. I actually played a Dota 1 game this week, and I was like, oh my god, I can't see anything on the map. It was really staggering. The main thing is, like, if I'm soloing mid or something, I always stand on the high ground so I have vision. And in Dota 2, you can see the perfect edge of how far you can see. But in Dota 1, there's no distinction between your vision and fog. It's really weird.
I see.
It was tough. I was like, how am I don't feel safe anymore, from playing Dota 2 so much. So it's hard to go back, man.
I'm still trying very difficult to transition to Dota 2. You want to know my, which by the way, I'm talking a whole bunch of trash. If it makes you guys feel any better, my Dota 2 record right now currently, drum roll, is 36 wins and 48 losses.
Are you serious?
I'm not even mad. I'm even mad.
You're even mad, bro.
If you believe me or not, I'm always the guy that does well and my team loses. Just gonna throw that out there.
Do you play with friends or do you solo queue?
Whenever I solo queue, I win. Whenever I play with friends, I lose. I don't know why.
Huh. That's weird. Everybody on the stream is probably like, damn, dude, Purge, you're so good. Because you can see my stats right now. I'm 183 wins and 148 losses. I used to be very close to 50%, but then I started playing with really bad players. Like, my really bad friends make me rage, like Twisco and stuff like that. And I think it gives me more wins than I probably deserve. Because I just end up carrying noobs all the time. And fighting against noobs. So
there you go.
That's what you gotta start doing, man. Play with shitty friends, and then you can play against people of this epic bad caliber. Maybe not this bad, but bad enough. And that would help out.
I'm not gonna lie, those people in that game probably has a better win rate than I do, so.
Well, that's because they fight their caliber of play, and that's what it needs to be. Everybody should be around 50%. Maybe you just got too highly ranked or something. Maybe you played like too many Gosu games your first 5, and then all of a sudden you're
I have no clue.
Playing pros or something. Who knows? All right. Well, I think that's about it. Thanks for coming. If you guys want to check out Luminous, it's youtube.com/Luminous Studios. Only one S between the first word and the second.
Isn't it smart?
It's awesome. Did you see that God's copied you?
Really? What did he do?
God Studios.
Ah.
I think he wrote an apology somewhere. I think when I first saw him posted, he apologized. So
I see.
And he is a Z, so it's not a complete copy.
Right.
But you'll have to excuse him. So yeah, not to plug gods as well, but what kind of stuff do you do on your channel for anybody who doesn't know you?
Okay, I do a supposedly a weekly news show. Now it has turned into a monthly news show. I do this series called Learning with Lumi, which is kind of what Purge does here, but way less trolling. Mm-hmm. Not to say troll is bad. I actually love this trolling series.
And more focused as well. I watched one of them, and you actually like pre-planned a replay. I just wing these. So.
Right. It's a very under development, so I don't really know where I'm taking with that. For trolling and enjoyment, I do a pubbing series, so I kind of just show you how great I am in Dota. Not really. And of course, I do my standard commentaries. Dota 1 and Dota 2.
Yeah, you do a crap load of commentaries. I always feel like I spend enough time casting live games that I don't feel like taking the time to cast them on my channel. So if you guys want to see regular pro commentaries, Luminous is probably the best channel on YouTube for that stuff. There's other people that do cast, but Luminous is definitely one of the best as well. So,
Thank you.
And you're casting the Premier League currently, correct?
Yes, I am. That's for DotaCommentators.com, and I think we're doing it for like the next month, 2 months or so. So we still have a lot of Dota 2 to watch if you guys are into that.
Which you should be. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you guys are. Mm-hmm. And honestly, if you guys want to get better, the best way to do it is watch people play who are better than you, or to watch professional level players. The best thing about professional level players, because usually you're watching a casting perspective, is that you get to see the item builds they go, and now with Dota 2 you get to see the skill builds they go. And that's really important. That's a lot of Dota. I mean, we just talk shit about skill builds and item builds, and that alone, like, just imagine if all of these bad players would have gotten good item builds, it would have been way different. Like, even if they can't execute properly, it would have made a big impact on the game. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, for very low level games, you don't even need to understand why you're copying the build. Like, as long as you copy the build, it just makes the hero better. And as you get better and better, then you could, kind of dive into, okay, why I'm doing this, and then you could build your hero a little bit differently from game to game situation.
But make sure you're at least like a little open. Like, for example, who was talking shit to the Vanguard Pudge because he'd probably never seen a Vanguard Pudge before. It's actually a good item build. Yeah. So make sure that you're not too much of a dick, and don't always call people bad. Just try to be open and try to make sure that you understand the reasons behind them. So
no such thing as a bad item.
Unlike what we just told you for an hour, but I think it's pretty easy to see that a lot of these guys had some really bad items. I think probably the worst thing. Could we just like have a worst item build at the Game Award or something? I'm gonna go with Sniper probably with his hood. Would you agree with that?
I'm thinking. I'm trying to find something worse. Crab, I think, gets a special. Like, he went boots, no regen, phase into double mask, Sage mask into an orchid.
All right.
This hurts.
Well, I'm gonna give mine to Sniper. You can give it to Death Prophet if you want. That's
and the lack of TP scrolls on everyone.
Yeah, zero TP scrolls purchased in the entire game, as far as we're aware. So we'll have to someone if you guys saw anybody TPing during the game, leave it in chat, and then we will know for sure, and that answer will finally be solved. So, anything else to say before we close it out?
Yeah, shout out to Mass Sentries, a double mecha, no arcane boots, and of course shout out to Purge actually for letting me to join this. And viewers, I will read the comment if you guys like me trolling along or not. Let Purge know, let me know.
Yeah, and then
I
we
really
can hopefully
comments.
do this in the future. I'll have you on every once in a while and stuff like that. So yeah, I didn't notice that though. Zero arcane boots. Arcane boots is really good, guys. Oh wait, there's one.
I saw
Pudge has one. Yes.
Pudge has one.
Pudge, you rule. All right, cool. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. If you want to see more from Luminous, go check out his channel. It's Luminous Studios on YouTube. Go search it. It's easy to find. And subscribe to me as well if you like my content. And I think that's about it. Thanks for coming.